From luxury yachts to massive cargo vessels, boats and ships have played a significant role in human transportation and commerce for centuries. However, as technology advances, new possibilities are opening up for the designs and features of these vessels. So today, get your sea legs ready and sail with me as I count down 15 of the most futuristic boats and ships. Number 15. The Sunreef 80 Eco. When it comes to eco-friendliness and luxury, few ships get the combo down quite as well as the Sunreef 80 Eco, thanks to its use of 164 square meters of ultra-lightweight solar panels built discreetly into the hull sides, mast, superstructure, and bimini roof. This high-tech catamaran can create its own clean green energy. This allows it to go on long-haul transatlantic voyages, and while this is cool in its own right, it's the Sunreef 80 Eco's interior that really caps things off. It's able to host up to 10 people between its 4 under-deck cabins. It's fit with a massive deck area, living area, kitchen, and even crew cabin in order to ensure that you have everything necessary for all your travels. Best of all, these ships are fully customizable and can be made to order, however at a cost of about $5.4 million for the basic version and upwards of $6.6 for a fully decked out variation. You better have very deep pockets if you're looking to get your hands on one. Number 14. The MS Touranor Planet Solar. Given the situation with global warming, many people have been looking for alternatives to diesel-fueled vehicles, and the MS Touranor Planet Solar gives us a glimpse of what could be one of those alternatives. That's because this 31-meter-long boat has a surface that's entirely decked out with solar panels, so much so in fact that its 537 square meters of solar panels are able to power 2 electric motors. Now, in terms of design, the ship is built to rest above the water and reach speeds of about 19 kilometers per hour. However, it's not these features, but its durability that's truly impressive. This is because despite sometimes losing propulsion power due to lack of sun, in 2012 it shocked the world when it circumnavigated the globe in 584 days, proving that this technology is extremely resilient no matter the location. However, once the trip was done, the MS Touranor Planet Solar was more or less retired, as ever since its hallmark journey it's been used on a smaller scale for scientific purposes. Number 13. The Flying Ship. While a flying ship may sound like something out of a science fiction movie, it is a concept that actually is being developed by the aptly named Flying Ship Company. Using a design that takes inspiration from the 1960s-era conceptions of the future, it's believed that such a ship could transport cargo 10 times faster than a conventional one. This is thanks to its use of one important aerodynamic principle, ground effect. In essence, the idea is that when operating within a distance of about 1 wingspan from the surface, a flying ship creates a cushion of air below it, resulting in reduced drag and an increased lift that keeps the boat above the surface. The belief is that this airlift will allow 30 to 50% less energy to be used in comparison to traditional aircraft, transporting the same weight. While it will only be semi-autonomous at first, the hope is that the flying ship will one day be fully autonomous, allowing it to transport cargo from point A to point B with little to no human intervention. However, only time will tell whether or not this design will be successful. Number 12. The Serenity 64. Few boats do sustainable luxury quite as well as the Serenity 64. Unveiled at the Miami International Boat Show in February of 2020, it's a yacht equipped with 65 square meters of solar panels on its roof. These power a pair of hybrid electric motors that are so efficient that the solar energy alone is enough for the ship to cruise indefinitely at speeds of 4 to 6 knots, even with all the amenities up and running. And when I say amenities, I'm not talking about just the essentials. Despite being 19.5 meters long, its main deck has a large kitchen and tons of seating, both inside and outside, while its lower deck is fit with 4 luxury cabins, each that have their own bathroom and cabin crew. Beyond the luxury cabins, the lower deck also has tons of storage space, and if you decide to spend a little extra, even the option to put a 5th master cabin in the starboard. As you might expect, all of the furniture is of the highest quality, and the aesthetics are simply to die for. As such, if you got a lot of cash to spend, you could do far worse than to use it to buy a Serenity 64. However, at a price tag of $3.3 million a pop, your pockets better be fairly deep. Number 11. REV Ocean. When it comes to research, few do it as well as the REV Ocean. While not yet in service, after all, she won't be fully completed until 2024, she's ahead of the times in terms of capability. First of all, at 182 meters in length, the REV Ocean is considered by many to be the largest research ship on the planet, and it's being funded by one of the biggest businessmen on the planet. The flagship of Norwegian billionaire businessman Kjell Inge Røkke REV Ocean Initiative, the ship's activity will be led by former WWF Norway CEO Nina Jensen. The idea behind it is to improve the understanding of the sea and foster creative solutions to problems surrounding sustainability. The ship will achieve this in several ways. You see, unlike most vessels, the REV Ocean will be able to survey an entire marine ecosystem. This is not only due to its higher capacity, after all it can hold 55 scientists and 35 crew, but also due to its abundance of high-tech equipment, which uses scientific trawls, sonar systems, laboratories, a moon pool, an AUV, a submarine, an ROV with the ability to dive to depths of 6,000 meters, and advanced communication equipment. So therefore, it will likely be ahead of its competition once it's up and running, and be of immense value to the scientific community. Number 10. The Wally Power 118 Super Yacht. While most yachts have large sails, wide decks, and luxurious designs that make them look like moving vacation homes, the Wally Power 118's aesthetic is just a little different than most. Also known as the Gilio Cerdo, this 36-meter-long ship looks like a stealth jet in water. Featuring sharp angles and a metal exterior, its gorgeous use of carbon fiber gives it a futuristic feel. This sharpness is echoed in its stats too, as the Wally Power is able to reach max speeds of 110 kilometers per hour. While this is partially thanks to its three 5,600 horsepower Veracor T50 gas turbines, this super yacht is also very well designed. Made as part of a development program that included tests in the hull tank in Gothenburg, Sweden, and in the wind tunnel at Ferrari in Maranello, Italy, it was especially made to pierce waves with ease and minimize vibration to offer a fast and smooth ride. Beyond its impressive stats, the Wally Power is also an extremely comfortable pleasure craft. On the main deck, there's a raised dining and meeting area with 360-degree views and 6 large plasma screen televisions, while below deck there's also a bedroom with a large double bed, private bathroom, and large dressing rooms alongside 2 guest cabins and a state-of-the-art kitchen. Given its incredible features, I think you'd agree that this $33 million yacht is elite. Number 9. The Black Pearl. Alright, when it comes to sailing yachts, few are as unique as the Black Pearl. While it is considered to be the 3rd largest yacht in the world, it's not its size, but its design that sets it apart. Sporting 3 70-meter large black sails made of Dynarig carbon, they're all so effective that they allow the Black Pearl to sail across the Atlantic without using a drop of fossil fuel. This is thanks to its unique sailing system that harvests kinetic energy from underneath the sail, allowing it to be one of the most eco-friendly ships around. And despite using such a novel propulsion system, the Black Pearl manages to reach speeds of up to 30 knots, and it's so high-tech that if its sails are needed, all 3,000 square meters of sail can be set in just 7 minutes. Now, beyond its incredible sailing mechanics, the Black Pearl is also notable for having an incredible interior too. While many of the details are under wraps, what we do know is that it was designed in a nod to the style of French King Louis XVI. In other words, that means elaborate neoclassical touches such as wood carvings, gold accents, and luxurious fabrics. The yacht also has many modern features, which include a glass elevator, spa pool, hot tub, and beach club cinema, making the Black Pearl an incredible and very luxurious ship. Number 8. The Sea Breacher. Alright, be it a dolphin, swordfish, shark, or barracuda, the Sea Breacher allows you to live your dreams of being in the body of some of the ocean's fastest animals. Coming in 3 different variations, Sea Breachers travel by either gliding on top of the water, diving underneath it, or soaring above it. They're able to dive as deep as 5 meters for up to 30 seconds at a time. These Sea Breachers can travel at speeds of 40 kilometers per hour while underwater and an impressive 100 kilometers per hour while above it, making you feel as if you were in the body of a sea creature. They can also be ridden with the tops either sealed shut or opened up, allowing you to make your Sea Breacher experience as wild or as leisurely as you'd like. Yet, the customization of these amazing water toys doesn't stop there. That's because outside of its motor and basic design, nearly everything about the Sea Breacher can be customized. Across all models, customers can choose any paint job they'd like, and if they choose a more expensive model, they can add cool extras such as an additional seat, a VHF radio, a snorkeling extension, a GoPro-style camera, and even a marine-grade stereo system. However, if you'd like your own spectacular Sea Breacher, you'll have to cough up somewhere between 80 and 100 grand, which puts these cool boats outside of most people's price range. Number 7. The DDG-X. While the US Navy is usually at the cutting edge when it comes to new technologies, it may soon fall behind when it comes to surface combatants. After all, while the Zumwalt was supposed to be the next big thing, it has more or less been shelved by the US Navy, leaving the 30-year-old Arleigh Burke class as the US Navy's only widely used surface combatant vessel. Thus, the DDG-X is designed to be its replacement. While still in the design stages, it's the idea that the DDG-X will fire hypersonic missiles and lasers that are 10 times more powerful than the US Navy's existing laser weapons. These will be operated with the help of a 32-cell vertical launch system, and the hope is the DDG-X will be able to travel 50% farther and spend 120% more time out on missions than more conventional vessels. Interestingly enough, while the plan is for the ship to share some of the features of the new USS Zumwalt, it will generally lean more towards the design of a conventional battleship, as it will have a massive body and a swept angular bulbous bow design, rather than the wave-piercing sharp angles of the Zumwalt. In terms of a timeline, the hope is for construction to begin in 2028, for it to be active soon after, and for it to serve the US Navy well into the 2060s. Number 6. The Sail Drone. While most drones are small machines that fly through the skies, the sail drone is their relatively large aquatic cousin, slightly longer than a pickup truck and a tad taller than a commercial truck. A sail drone makes use of wind to navigate and solar panels to power its onboard computers and sensors. These computers and sensors are all controlled by an AI, allowing the sail drone to operate without any crew. Beyond being fully autonomous, it's also pretty flexible. After all, it can be equipped with various payloads depending on the mission. Yet while this may make these drones useful, they have yet to be equipped with weapons. Instead, they use different acoustic packages that include different combinations of single-beam or multi-beam sonar, an echo sounder, and an acoustic Doppler current profiler. It's with this equipment that the sail drone can complete its ultimate task, long-range data collection. And when I say long-range, I really mean it. After all, sail drones can operate for up to 12 months at a time without maintenance or refueling. If that wasn't cool enough, they are a sustainable, zero-carbon solution that can work without too much oversight, making them a reconnaissance machine of the future. However, it's worth noting that a few have gotten into the hands of America's enemies. That's because in September of 2022, Iran captured 2 sail drones in the waters of the Arabian Sea, creating a large geopolitical standoff. And while the drones were promptly returned, it can be assumed that some of the sail drones' high-tech secrets have been compromised. Number 5. The Iguana Commuter. When you drive a boat, it usually stays in the water. However, the Iguana Commuter shakes things up a bit by being able to go on land. While the concept of amphibious boats isn't new, they've often been pretty clunky, slow machines that don't have much style or performance. However, the Iguana Commuter is a minimalistic craft that changes that. On one hand, it performs quite well in the water, thanks to its sharp V-shaped front and 2 powerful 300-horsepower engines. It can reach speeds of up to 93 kilometers an hour, allowing you to zip around very quickly. However, on land, it's also quite the powerhouse, thanks to roller wheels that are very similar to those on a tank. It can operate in all terrains. And since it's made of marine-grade aluminum and Kevlar, it's more durable than practically everything else on the market. Yet the Iguana Commuter's impressive performance didn't lead to its design team making compromising surrounding comfort. On one hand, its deck has state-of-the-art tools to make driving a breeze, while its adjustable top can be opened to allow you to enjoy the sun or closed to completely protect you from the elements. Below deck is its day suite made of modern white leather that can transform into a bed, while compartments within allow you to store your belongings. And while this makes the Iguana Commuter perfect for multi-day adventures, they aren't the most accessible watercraft out there, because at a starting price of $655,000, these incredible boats certainly ain't cheap. Number 4. The Arc One. In many ways, the Tesla Roadster has taken the luxury car industry by storm, and in a similar way, the Arc One is hoping to pull off a similar feat. Founded by an ex-SpaceX engineer, Arc One is the flagship model for Arc Boats, which is a startup dead set on developing a generation of electric boats that can compete eye-to-eye with their diesel counterparts. Priced at $300,000, in many respects the Arc One is designed to be something like a Tesla Roadster for water. Thanks to its large electric battery that's about 4 times the size of the one in the Tesla Model 3, the Arc One provides tons of enjoyment. Able to stay out on the water for 3 to 5 hours on a single charge, it can reach speeds of up to 65 kilometers per hour, putting it neck and neck with much of its competition. Yet it's its design that really turns heads. Reportedly, the design challenges that the engineers faced on the water were similar to the ones they faced working with vehicles in space under SpaceX, and it's because of this that they co-opted solutions used with space vehicles. For example, the hull of their boat is very similar to that on a rocket, and it uses materials such as aluminum instead of fiberglass to help facilitate a smoother ride. They also make use of software, allowing you to change performance modes customized to how you like to ride. And while all of this makes the Arc One an attractive vehicle, after all, they're completely sold out at the moment, it's yet to be determined whether or not they'll truly make a splash in the boating industry. No pun intended. Number 3. The Ocean Bird. There are almost always significant winds out on the ocean, and it's this reality that makes the Ocean Bird a functional concept. The idea is that it will be the first cargo boat that can run entirely on wind power, with the hope being that this 200-meter-long vessel will be able to transport up to 7,000 cars at any one time. This will be possible thanks to the fact that it will have a set of 5 expandable wind sails. Designed to extend up to 65 meters above the surface of the water, they'll be made from steel and composite materials and resemble airplane wings in design. These wings consist of a mainsail and a flap that can be adjusted based on weather conditions, and while the vessel will have regular diesel-powered engines too in order to navigate around harbors without incident, the goal is for the boat to save 90% of carbon emissions when compared to a conventional diesel-powered ship. And while this will come at some cost, after all, the Ocean Bird will take 12 days rather than the traditional 8 to cross the Atlantic and will be more expensive to operate, I think the pros outweigh the cons on this one. Best of all, it seems like construction of the Ocean Bird is on track. This is because the first vessel with a full-scale wing prototype is set to be sailing by 2024, while the first vessel with a full set of Ocean Bird wing sails should be in service before the end of 2026. If that wasn't cool enough, the ship is also pretty groovy. After all, they are the official partner to the concert residency ABBA Voyage, meaning that the future Ocean Bird vessels can be named after ABBA songs. As a result, I'm kind of excited to see this ship set sail. Number 2. The USS Zumwalt. Alright, there is no doubt that the US Navy is the world's most advanced marine fighting force. However, in order to maintain that position, they have to constantly be creating new ship models, and few of them have been as futuristic as the USS Zumwalt. It's considered to be the largest and most technologically advanced surface combatant in the world. It's designed to engage in practically any and all types of naval warfare. While its length of 183 meters and weight of about 15,000 tons makes it pretty massive, the ship nevertheless manages to be quite stealthy. Featuring a simplistic yet very outlandish design complete with super sharp angles, its unique combination of futuristic design features that turns its radar cross-section to the approximate size of a small fishing boat. In terms of speed, its wave-piercing tumble-home hull allows it to easily make its way through the water, while its 2 Rolls-Royce gas turbines drive a set of Curtiss-Wright electric generators that make the ship both powerful and fuel-efficient. When it comes to armaments, it is a true jack-of-all-trades. For long-range targets, it makes use of 80 advanced vertical launch cells to launch standard Tomahawk and Sea Sparrow missiles, and if necessary, it will make use of 2 155mm advanced gun systems. For shorter-range targets, it fires its 2 Mk-46 close-in guns, and if things get really hairy, it can deploy its 5 helicopters to neutralize those pesky adversaries. Yet despite all its features, the Zumwalt has been considered a failure. This is because despite being designed to assist in land attacks, it's still unclear exactly how that will work, while its efficacy in naval engagements is limited due to the fact that there are more specialized ships that can do its job better in practically every conceivable naval warfare role. Therefore, while the Zumwalt is certainly a capable vessel, it may never reach its full potential. Number 1. The RP Flip. While the RP Flip was first launched all the way back in 1962, its innovative ability to flip on a 90-degree angle gives it a spot on this list. You see, unlike practically every other research ship, this ship can, as the name suggests, flip its bow straight into the water. Owned by the U.S. Office of Naval Research, it's towed horizontally, but once it reaches its desired target area, it gets to work. After partially flooding itself, it becomes an upright research platform, resulting in only the front 17 meters popping out, in other words, less than 20% of the RP Flip's total length of 108 meters. This is possible because the ship is shaped much like a baseball bat and is engineered in a way similar to that of spar buoys, allowing it to float while barely swaying in the waves. It's this stability that makes it perfect for scientific research, and when it's time for it to go back to land, it simply uses compressed air to push out the water that flooded its ballast tanks, putting it in a horizontal position that allows it to get towed back to home base. Now, while this flipping mechanic may seem like just a novelty, it actually serves a very important purpose. You see, since it's submerged, the RP Flip is able to easily study underwater waves and movements, giving it a unique ability to accurately collect data that would be difficult for other ships to replicate. If that wasn't cool enough, it's also designed with comfort in mind. You see, while flipping a boat may sound a bit crazy, it turns out that it's pretty simple. That's because despite the complexity of the movement, almost everything on board is designed to be used both horizontally and vertically, making the transition seamless. In fact, the only real downside is that its strange position often confuses other boaters, causing them to report the perfectly well-functioning ship as capsized and therefore wasting coastal rescue resources. Yet despite that minor drawback, I think you'll agree, the RP Flip's positives outweigh its negatives. I'll see you guys next time. Watch our Vehicles playlist for more top 15 videos about amazing vehicles. Sit back, relax, and binge watch all of our best vehicle videos. The Top 5 show has launched. Thank you to our channel members.